Clock tick, folding in the backdrop, steady with the mind lock. Everything around me running frantic on a wide clock. People chasing seconds like they sprinting for a tight spot. I'm adjusting tempo like I'm twisting up a fine knot. Overheard echo when the crosswalk flickers, analyzing pace while the timeline shivers. Everybody racing for a sign that delivers. I'm aligning every motive with a mind that withers. Still I keep a center when the chaos get asserted, and breaking down the motive in the segments more conservative. Never been in rhythm when the pressure feel immersive. Measured every motion like I'm drawing out a cursive. Calm in the core when the street pace rise. Beat rate surging in the heat wave skies. I'm the one setting how the feet stay wise. Mind stay tuned when the baseline flies. Measure motion in a world that race. Hold my tempo with a grounded bass. Keeping every second in a balanced space. Never let the rush take my mental grace. Measure motion in a crowded night. Reading every signal in the city light. Holding down the moment with a firm insight. Walking through the surge with a quiet mind. Pedestrian swarm running wild in the avenues. Everything urgent in the tone of their attitudes. Moving with intention but they drown in the magnitude. I be moving smoother in the mode with a latitude. Thought drift subtle but the focus never blindside. Breaking down distraction in a fraction when the signs slide. They be burning stamina to catch another timeline. I be bending seconds letting energy refine mine. System in the rhythm keep the framework tight. Post stay measure when the lanes turn bright. Never letting pressure put a strain on sight. Mind in position for the late night flight. Echo in the storefront, humming like a low breeze. I be calculating when the moment wanna grow tease. Every little pivot got a purpose when it proceeds. Measure motion running through the whole breeze. Hold the pace, don't let it sway. Even if the world rotate in a heavier way. Guard my lane, let the moment lay. Everything aligned in the steps I weigh. Measure motion in a world at race. Hold my tempo with a grounded pace. Keeping every second in a balanced space. Never let the rush take my mental grace. Measure motion in a crowded night. Reading every signal in the city light. Holding down the moment with a firm insight. Walking through the surge with a quiet mind. Wrist stay level as the street unwind. Noise fades subtle in the back of my mind. Measured in the method that I always define. Carving out a path with a calm design. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
Eyes on me when I slide through lightly. City run electric, but the vibe move politely. Everybody watching like they tryna rewrite me. I be in an orbit they can measure or sight see. Footstep crisp when the pavement hum narrow. Mind lock sharp like I'm tuned to an arrow. Whispers run thin while they follow my shadow. Still I keep a route that they never could borrow. Pressure in the corner when the gates get louder. I be calculating when the critics turn prouder. Filter out the noise like a well-built router. Motion stay refined while I outline cloudier. Never need approval when I walk this lane. Pace stay centered in a long night strain. Every little stare tryna mark my frame, but I drift through the crowd with a self-made rain. Orbit intact when the eyes are chased. Never let the pressure rearrange my pace. Moving through a city full of tangled space. Still I keep my pathway laced with grace. Orbit intact when the noise runs out. Standing in the middle with a grounded tie. They can watch forever but they can't imply anything that shake how the core apply. Side talk steady in the backdrop flicker. Rumors run wild but my focus move quicker. People want a version that'll fit in their picture. I be shifting angles to the mismatch. Picture glance or reflection show the frame unbent. Every step measured in the time I spent. Mind run patterns in a coded intent. Orbit stay stable when the pressure get dense. Currents in the crowd try to pull me in cycles. I be staying distant while the energy rifles. Never in a scramble when the tension gets spiteful. I be reading silence like the script in a title. Street turn shimmer paint a new motif. Thoughts run narrow in a smooth relief. Eyes chase echoes trying to catch belief. But I glide untouched in my inner leaf. Watch me hold the line I drew. Even when the city's skew. Orbit never breaks on cue. Everything aligned and true. Orbit intact when the eyes are chased. Never let the pressure rearrange my pace. Moving through a city full of tangled space. Still I keep my pathway laced with grace. Orbit intact when the noise runs high. Standing in the middle with a grounded tie. They can watch forever but they can't imply anything to shake how the core apply. Noise fade slow when the lanes I pass. Thoughts stay clear like a polished glass. Orbit staying a route that the world can't grasp. Yeah, later. Calm coded cadence in the corridor. Corded intentions I orbit for. Every forecast formed in a fogous form. Folding the norm in a forward war, not hostile. Just a hustle of logic, locked in optics. Lofted topics, mapping margins, matching targets. Margin I've ever made microscopic. Pavement, pacing with a patient aim. Angle, phrases in my latent flame. Layered lines like laser grids. Placed with grace in a weightless frame. Hidden metrics in my methods. Threaded tensions, measured leverage. Effort stretching through the edges. Etched inventions, etched with message. Reason bending into rhythms. In a system, shifting prisms. Breathing patterns built with wisdom, deep decisions, clean incisions, city flickers, feed my focus, flowing motives, coded motives, not explosive, just corrosive to the doubts that once were hopeless. Nightframe current in my bloodstream, turning in quiet surge, learning in the shadows I'm earning, in mind state burning with a low-key earning, every step certain while the world keeps turning. Nightframe current in my bloodstream, turning in quiet surge, learning in the shadows I'm earning, mind state burning with a low-key while the world keeps turning. Pulse in a loop with a lucid route. Truths I compute when I move through doubt. Using the fuse of a future route. Tuned to the proof I produce throughout. Under radar, yet the range expanded. Angled vantage, pace commanded. Lines aligned with latent planning. Race semantics, phrase it candid. Tracing patterns in the transit. Passing static, grasping habits. Balancing bandwidth, stacking tactics. Crafting maps from fractured fragments. Hear the murmur of the district twist. Implicit ristic systems mix. Still I sift through shifting grids. Uplift scripts with gifted wit. Line after line like lattice work. Habit born mathematics lurk. Gather worth in the patterns unearthed. I manage the thirst with a balanced nerve. Echo circle in the urban cross. Learn the cost of turning off. Now I earn a gloss with emergent thought. Wording soft with the purpose sharp. Underneath the hummer mooted avenue, I maneuver through the clues. Only few can view. Every cue in my gloom has a hidden value. Quiet truths bloom when the night runs through. Nightframe current in my bloodstream, turning. Quiet surge, learning in the shadows I'm earning. Mind state burning with a low-key earning. Every step certain while the world keeps turning. Nightframe current in my bloodstream, turning. Quiet surge, learning in the shadows I'm earning. Mind state burning with a low-key earning. Every step certain while the world keeps turning. Silent signals trace my pace. Space within the grayscale phase. Nightframe waves engraved in ways that stay when daytime fades. Measured breath and later dip. Steps sink in a subtle set. Carrying plans I haven't said. Ahead toward past not taking yet. Street talk swirling like a current with a thin fill. Everybody speaking like they rushing for a windmill. Words spin hollow with a promise they can't instill. I be weighing meanings that they never learn to distill. Lean on the phrase till the motive start revealing. Pauses in the cadence got a different kind of healing. People drop opinions with a fragile little ceiling. I be cutting through the chatter while the insight deepen. Mind tuned sharp to the tone they hide. Everything subtle in the slip they slide. Watching every gesture when the truth collide. I be holding back fire with a measured stride. Even in the crowd I can read those cues. Half said lines with a sideways fuse. Talk so loud but they drown in views. I be in the margin where the thought renews. Weight of what's unsaid. Carry more than words they spread. Reading through the lines they thread. Hold my meaning sharp instead. Weight of what's unsaid. Keep it in the space ahead. Everything they leave unread. Still define the path I tread. Side note glances with a motive underneath. Lip line twitch, give a clue in the teeth. People paint stories with a stroke too brief. I be breaking down layers in a calm motif. A dialogue thin like a worn out script. Truth slip wide in the seam they rip. Every small judgment in the tone they flip. I be holding clarity the world can't tell. Convo vibration show a coded intention. I be catching signals when they dodge a confession. Talk so inflated with a weightless expression. I be speaking less just to sharpen progression. Moments in between got a different kind of voice but speaking most. In the hush where shadows cold, truth appear without a bow.
Weight of what's unsaid, carry more than words they spread. Reading through the lines they thread, hold my meaning sharp instead. Weight of what's unsaid, keep it in the space ahead. Everything they leave unread, still define the path I tread.
Walking through a city full of half-spoken ties, meaning run deeper when the surface lies. What I never speak still crystallize, standing in the moment where the truth survives. Yeah. The track we doing, love. Street light shimmer, put a filter on the side lane. I be in the moment trying to calibrate my mind frame. People moving heavy with the weight of what they might claim. I be trimming nexus till the focus hit a fine aim. Layer after layer get removed in the night breeze. Standing in the crosswind, balanced on the tight keys. Everything around me trying to feed into a slight tease. I be shifting inward till the clutter start to sight freeze. Dark path narrow but the clarity is widescreen. Breaking old habits like I'm severing a dry string. City give a lesson in the motion of a quiet swing. Edges get aligned when the chaos start to hide things. Still I keep a rhythm in the undertone subtle. Mind clear method every time I break a thought bubble. People talk loud but the meaning always soft shuffle. I be reading through it with a calm and a rough puzzle. Edges aligned in the city so loud, peeling off the noise till I stand unbound. Clarity born from the lost and found, center in the middle of the nighttime sound. Edges aligned when the pace gets thin, cut another layer just to breathe again. Sharpen every step when the lights begin, walking with a purpose in the urban wind. Concrete echo now, I move around the phrasing. Never hit the turn but I'm stepping through the casing. Analyzing patterns in the subtle city glazing. Sharper than the glare when the storefront's blazing. Mind stream sculpted like I carve it with a cold vibe. Everything refined in the pulse of a slow stride. People run frantic trying to balance out a bold pride. I be in the margin making edges of my soul glide. Philosophic lens when the steps hit the sideline. Reading every detail in a moment you can't timeline. Chipping off the fragments that disrupting how the mind shine. Every little cut make the presence hit a fine line. Nothing in the noise ever shakes my position. Filter every angle with a patient precision. City full of signal but I move with revision. Edges stay aligned in the self-made incision.
Hold tight,
Focus in the edge I trade.
no haste,
Moving in a steady grade.
mind straight.
Carving out a cleaner space. Let faith follow where the steps embrace.
Edges aligned in the city so loud,
Peeling off the noise till I stand unbound.
clarity born from the lost and found,
Center in the middle of the nighttime sound.
edges aligned when the pace gets thin,
Cut another layer just to breathe again.
sharpen every step when the lights begin.
Walking with a purpose in the urban wind. Strip another moment from the thoughts I keep. Let the rhythm cleanse every layer too deep. Edges stay aligned when the city won't sleep. Steady in the shadow where the answers sleep. Mid-city pulse in a crisp vibration. Thin migrations, flick inclinations built in shifting basements. Live rotations, wide patience. 5 statements through the quiet matrix. Layered cadence in the mild lateness. Stout and weightless. Side street logic with a calm demeanor. Non-believer of the false demeanor. My resolve is leaner. Thought receiver. Clockwork spines align with the broader meters. Every minor feature binds with the honest readers. Margin made from the carved remainder. Sharp container for the parts of labor. Guarded layers. I caught a flavor from a harsher nature, softer behavior than barter favor with the pendant acres. Center pages, I keep the margin of motion clean, wider than the lines that they wrote for me. Mind stays broad where the moments lean. I breathe slow while the noise runs free. I keep the margin of motion clean, wider than the lines that they wrote for me. Mind stays broad where the moments lean. I breathe slow while the noise runs free. Rhyme out with drift in a chill, composure, will, disclosure. Still I show the fields of closure till the still is sober. Bill folds, oh the bill composure in a real enclosure. Each step sealed with a cooler, oh the skill goes slower. Night coated windows, hold thin reflections, dim inflection, trim connections, built from intersections, brisk corrections, misdirection, never breaks my center. Fixed detection in a mixed progression, where my wrist protection lifts attention. Running through the clutter with a level breath, settled there with a tethered net. Never let pressure edit every measure step. Clever spread of a center thread, kept in a tempered air. I move in the lane where the post gets bright, collecting the space that the rush rewrites, and carving the trace through the hush midnight, till I frame my pace in the dusty I keep the margin of motion clean, wider than the lines that they wrote for me. Mine stays bright where the moments lean. I breathe slow while the nose runs free. I keep the margin of motion clean, wider than the lines that they wrote for me. Mine stays bright where the moments lean. I breathe slow while the nose runs free. Subtle shifts fold back into the noted grace. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I lift through cracks in the open wings. Yeah, 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 yeah. Where the drip pulls facts to a woven play. Yeah, 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 yeah. I exist intact in my chosen space. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Paced in the phase with a razor calm. Laid qualms in a weighted palm. Daily storms in the grayed out dawn. Tracing forms in a straightened yawn. City pulse in a wire grid. Tired limbs with a quiet grip. Mind shifts in a silent lift. Climbing lists with a tightened script. Pressure climbs in a measured climb. Nested signs in a tempered mind. Echo lines in the meter grind. Threaded binds in a centered spine. Crosswalk chatter with a static hum. Patterns run in the manic sum. Planets spun with a frantic drum. Planning funds in a candid run. In the metrics, threaded through hectic ethics. Testing methods, every second pressing a question. Flexing lessons, tempered edges, breast cadence. Vacant angst in a patient blanket, shaping angle. Stable language, waking strength from latent anguish. Urban pressure lines, trace my steps tonight. But I balance every sign with the steady stride. Through the noise I align. Urban pressure lines trace my steps tonight, but I balance every sign with a steady stride. Through the noise I align with a calmer mind, and I rise as the light keep redefining life. Yeah, metro surge with a terse precision. Urban rhythms and curved divisions. Words encircled in merged decisions. Learn revisions in firm collisions. Static rain in a pattern fall. Scattered calls in a shadowed hall. Map resolve in a narrow crawl. Carrying on with a balanced draw. Calm restored in the flux of hours. Subtle power in a tucked encounter. Street light showers over rusted towers. Trust in vows and adjusted routes. Mental vows in a cool alignment. Rule refinement in the brutal climates. Tools acquired, fueled assignments. Moving silent through the mood's confinement. Inner scripts rewire the tense condition. Sense emissions, every mission. Slip through dense partition. Lens transitions, hell intention, fenced in precision. Mention friction, then ascend the steps with a fresh rendition. Set position. In the rush I breathe in, hold my form. Through the crush I read the signs that warn. I proceed with these in quiet storms. Cause my pieces seemed in lines I want. Urban pressure lines trace my steps tonight. But I balance every sign with the steady stride. Through the noise I align with a calmer mind. And I rise as the lights keep redefining life. Urban pressure lines trace my steps tonight. But I balance every sign with the steady stride. Through the noise I align with a calmer mind. And I rise as the lights keep redefining life. Heavy air phase clear as my pace refines. Shaping calm from the threads where the day unwinds. All the weight in the maze gently realigns. And I stay in the frame of my pressure line. Threaded in a grain of a finite tone. Nighttime zones with a tightened soul. White line roads in a skyline roll. Mind finds growth in a silent pull. City spread in a restless breath. Metrics etched in a tempered step. Sense resets in a dense regret. Then reflect in a centered depth. Faint reflection, shape direction. Weight intentions. Stated lessons, made progression. Face corrections. Late ascension through the tension. Pace inventions. Every second pressed and measured. Strained but present. Quiet rooms with a humming van. Subtle dance in a running sense. Jumble blends in a tunneled lens, but I funneled them to the coming clans. Pace between the unseen seams. Clean streams in a lean routine. Deep meaning in a steel serene. Real cleans in a peel machine. Solitary grain keep me alive. When the pressure shakes the outer line, all the echoes fade inside my mind, but they shape the way I climb in time. Solitary grain keeps me alive. When the pressure shakes the outer line, all the echoes fade inside my mind, but they shape the way I climb in time. Roamed in distance, low resistance, tone persistence. Spoken wisdom woven in a coded system. Grown existence, Bowman rhythms, Cobra driven, holding vision. Frozen limits, open with a slow incision. Oh precision, nightborn habits in a calm rotation. Long translation, every thought caught in a raw foundation. Drawn equation, solve persuasion, locked in a broad relation. Calm salvation, all the noise goes down when I guard the cadence. Far from vacant, solitude threads clues through shaded rooms. Frayed moods bloom when the day resumes. I stay attuned, face through the faint perfumes. Cause the way I move roots in the late monsoons. I take the hush and trace it through. I make the rush feel laced and smooth. No vacant crush, just patient proof that the weight I trust reshapes my view. Solitary grain keep me alive. When the pressure shakes the outer line, all the echoes fade inside my mind, but they shape the way I climb in time. Solitary grain keeps me alive. When the pressure shakes the outer line, all the echoes fade inside my mind, but they shape the way I climb in time. Soft grit in the core stays warm and plain. Each bit of the storm forms more to gain. I sit in the norm of a calm terrain, and I live in the pulse of my solitary grain.
Huh.
Measure on the edge of the mid-block hum. City stretching out its signals as the grid lines run. Every flicker in the margin like a split time drum. Got me mapping all the layers where the insights come. Wide frame clarity and tight lane pressure. Night fade slow with a slight grain texture. Urban whispers in the distance giving side phase lectures, but I filter every pattern through a bright plane vector. Little laughs at the scatter when the maps misstate. When the stray misreads try to track my fate, but I navigate clean with a crisp mind rate. Let the rush pass quick like a misplaced wave. In a monitor's align with the broad day motion. All the micro vibes shifting in a cross trace ocean. Yet I center in a swirl with a calm devotion, turning noise into lines with a sharp set focus. Yeah, first light measuring the city waking slow. Lines race shaping while the side lanes glow. I step through the flickers with a mind control, letting all the blood impressions find their role. On first light measuring the street side haze, I refine every echo till the path feels laid. No rush from the noise or the claims they raise. I just breathe in the shift of the waking phase. I just breathe in the shift of the waking phase. Mid-morning hum with its half-formed form theories. People reading off my calm like it hides some meaning, but the quick frame tales lead to fine lines leaning. So I realign pace where the pulse stays even. Cross street currents with their sideways tension. Try to bend my stance with a misplaced mention, but I filter every fragment through a wide lens question. Let the static fall flat in a tight phase session. In a map scanning every subtle vibration, mapping micro steps in a low grade cadence. I've been threading through the shift with a slow burn patience, while the skyline edits all the road worn pages. Still I smirk at the chaos when the cues misguide. Let the out of sync critics try to skew my stride, cause the truth in my rhythm has a tuned inside, and I rise through the haze with a smooth mid-ride. Signs bending, footsteps blending, contours sending, dawn extending, noise pretending, paths unending, but I keep threading lines worth tending. First signs bending, footsteps blending, contours sending, dawn extending, noise pretending, paths unending, but I keep threading lines worth tending. First light measure in a city waking slow, lines race shaping while the side lanes glow. I step through the flickers with a mind control, letting all the blood impressions find their role. First light measure in the street side haze. I refine every echo till the path feels laid. No rush from the noise or the claims they raise. I just breathe in the shift of the waking phase. Hey, breaks wide with a quiet precision. All the stray misreads lose their frictions. I stroll through the frame with a clear rendition, marking step one of a broader vision.
Stepping in the gray haze, mind stay in the deep lane. Chain of little choices running parallel to each day. Breathing in a brief flame, logic in a sleek frame. Pavement talking quiet, but it's driving every beat change. City running brisk, crisp lines in my wrist twitch. Digits in my pocket, writing limits in a thin script. In the orbit shift, drift sharp in a quick switch. Reading all the signs like I'm fluent in the street glyphs. Layered intuition, I'm aligning with the new ends. Calibrated vision, I've been moving with a true stance. Minimal derision in my path, I let the proof dance. Never losing rhythm, even pressured by a new chance. Calculated posture when the skyline start to flicker. Every single instant getting sharper, running quicker. Never cry for validation, every moment paint a figure. Balanced in attention like I'm brushing through a whisper. Edge of the dawn, I'm drawn by the calm and the chaos. Mind stay strong when the long night fade off. Footsteps sync with the hum of the way I take off. Every breath layered in the path that I lay across. Edge of the dawn, where the thoughts roll seamless. Grind so clean, but the scheme stay genius. Future in the fog, but the wheels stay gleaming. Pulse of the street, match the beat. I'm breathing, breathing, breathing. Minute after minute, writing logic in the tightrope. In the monologue, running patterns with the light glow. Trying to keep coherent every thread in the mind flow. Pushing through the pressure while I'm playing with the right tone. Symmetry aligned in the steps when I pivot through. Energy refined in the depth that I listen to. Every hidden sign in the mess still deliver truth. Moving through the ground with a set of unforgiving rules. Rhythm of the city in the early air, crisp first. Learning from the grit while I'm flipping every brisk verse. Intellect equipped so the vision never dip worse. Talking to myself like the inner voice is mid-verse. Corner of my focus, stay decisive when the breeze hit. Outline every motive with precision in the clean spit. Never rush emotion, I'm proposing what the dreams fit. Charting out the motion like I'm drawn inside a deep script. Subtle little signals in the skyline guide me. Tension in the silence, but the balance still finds me. Breathing through the quiet while the daylight climbing. Everything aligning with the pace inside me. Edge of the dawn, I'm drawn by the calm and the chaos. Mind stay strong when the long night fade off. Footsteps sync with the hum of the way I take off. Every breath layered in the path that I lay across. Edge of the dawn, where the thoughts roll seamless. Grind so clean, but the scheme stay genius. Future in the fog, but the wheels stay gleaming. Pulse of the street, match the beat, I'm breathing. Steps trace lines in a new frame. Thoughts rise slow in the cool flame. Seeing realigned by the moves made. Edge of the dawn where my truth stays. Woo! Yeah, my
line spiral in a tight arc, writing in a slight spark, mapping out the moment with a patient but a bright mark. City running quiet, but I'm reading every fine part, scanning every nuance like I'm sketching out a side chart. Rhythm in my rib cage, clicking like a clock switch. Every little signal turned definitive in thought shifts. People only notice when the logic start to lock quick, but they never witness how the process really got stitched. Daily navigation like a coded little maze route, listening to patterns while the chatter running vague out. Laying down intentions in a sequence that I phase out, pacing through the pressure while I'm staying on the same route. Sight line tracing every motion with a slow blink. Mic line patient with the cadence when the flow link. Clock grind waiting for alignment in the whole sync. In the Vantage steering all the angles that the soul think. I keep the inner vantage wide, thoughts roll sharp while the street collide. Every little moment in the beat I ride, mind moves deep where the truth resides. I keep the inner vantage clear, steps stay firm when the doubt appear. Reading every shift in the atmosphere, calm but the drive in the chest sincere. Calculated breathing in the tension of the midday. I'm arranging information like I'm sliding in a grid play. Never lost direction when the signal's in a split sway. Mind stay electric like a rhythm in a rib wave. Mapping out the motive in a hidden little framework, breaking every fraction in the segments that my brain work. Never need to chase an imitation of the same worth. Every quiet second got a reason in the way it turns. Symphony of planning in the corner of my mind state, analyzing shadows like I'm hearing out a line shake. People only looking at the surface of the time rate, never see the load that I'm carrying in my way. Still I keep the clarity aligned with the calm breath. Integrity inside every page that my palms press. Never letting noise in the path make the wrong step. In a Vantage drawing out the scenes from the long stretch. Layers in the logic glow, quiet in the undertow. Everything I learn I show, mind stay built for the ebb and flow. I keep the inner vantage wide, thoughts roll sharp while the street collide. Every little moment in the beat I ride, mind move deep where the truth resides. I keep the inner vantage clear, steps stay firm when the doubt appear. Reading every shift in the atmosphere, calm but the drive in the chest sincere. Stillness on the surface, motion on the inside, balance in the purpose, steady with the inside. Every step I nurture, measure with a thin stride. Inner Vantage burning, with a quiet but a big drive. Low lit angles, coded patience, folded statements. Rose create the woven fragrance of my older cadence. Loaded phases, roam adjacent in the tonal baseness. Sober changes, hold engagements with my open pages. Yeah, tight line frames in a quiet fever. Wire meters climb by nature. Mine is deeper than the minor features. Nighttime speakers, hum with reason. Subtle breezes cut through seasons. Stutter free in my custom pieces. Glide through tension with a layer stance. Major scans, every razor chance shapes a plan like a painter's hand. Anchor land, sharpened in a tailored span. And the weight I ran made me stand where the vapor ran.
This is my final gradient, steady through the radiant. All my steps were patient, now each breath feels weightless. This is my final gradient, steady through the radiant. All my steps were patient, now each breath feels weightless.
High-rise edges with a soft reminder. Calm designer, all the finer lines aligning. Minor tonal climbers, pulse rewires when the dawn climbs. Drawn in fibers, every flaw defines the broader cipher. On a slider, yeah. Cadence bends in a rifted prism. Lifted wisdom, written rhythm. Sifted through a drifted schism. Hidden systems, into my intrinsic missions. Pins of insight, twisting crisp precision. Yeah. Ran through noise like a trained observer. Turning motion into shaped inertia. Change the purpose. Now the chaos tastes like a fainted murmur. And I chase the verge where the bass gets firmer. Every muted road became my guide. Every bruised echo was redesigned. Now I move through pressure clarified till the hue of the climb is amplified. This is my final gradient, steady through the radiant. All my steps were patient, now each breath feels weightless. This is my final gradient.
define my life through the final gradient. Street lit logic with a lofty motive. Folded focus in the woven quotient. Notes encoded in the motion. Layer notions coasting slow explosions. Mindset nested in a nested frame. Tested aim in a restless lane. Every question pressed in place. Tracing steps in the measure way. Yeah, thoughts aligning the line of lattices. Crafted passages packed with balances. City challenges, scattered patterns, scattered fragments. Map my practices, grain of steel in the grateful field. Pacing steel with the stable sealed angles. Building the matrix, feel sacred fields in the vacant chill. Resting orbit in a quiet ward. Wide chords in a fire warm. In the storms formed in minor chords. Writing form with the wiser chord. Pages turning to deep recursion. Clean immersion, speech conversion. Each aversion meets aversion. Bleed diversion that keeps me learning. Laid grounds under every sound I chase. Stars compounding the lines I place. Vision surrounds all the space I trace. Moving through towns with a grounded pace. Laid grounds under every sound I chase. Thoughts compound in the lines I place. Vision surrounds all the space I trace. Moving through towns with a grounded pace. Steps cascade in the sets I've shaped. Etched in states of collected breaks. Reflex takes on the tenser states. Kept awake by the mental weight. Hidden grids in the drift of traffic, sifted tactics, knitting fabric rhythms, habit built in patterns, mapping chapters, stacking crafting structure, calm in the urban spin, merging wind with a certain grin, learn within the circus term, turning limbs in a further spin, breeding stamina with silent grammar, line of manners, refined with Kansas City planner in a minor manner, climbing standards with a finer scanner, measured lens on the rest is blocking, this talking denser clock, sending thoughts through the pencil knot, stepping across my assembled plot. Every level in the mental hallway falls in place with a centered all day. All arrayed in a steady Broadway. Long range calm in a heavy crossfade. I rise inside the lines that fold. Through time I climb the rhymes I hold. Each sign defines the mind I mold. In layer trails that glow like gold. Oh, like gold. Layer grounds under every sound I chase. Stars compound in the lines I place. Vision surrounds all the space I trace. Moving through towns with a ground and soul. Layer grounds under every sound I chase. Thoughts compound in the lines I place. Vision surrounds all the space I trace. Moving through towns with a grounded pace. Inner echo settle where the day unwinds. Threading through the levels of a shape design. Layer lines tether in a stable bond. And I move with the proof of a trained mind.